Hi guys, EBPMAN here with Tablets from me, and today I want to take a look at a 2.4 gigahertz wireless vertical mouse, and this mouse is brought to us by Anker. So this mouse has really been designed by Anker to assist with the type of fatigue that comes from holding onto a mouse. And let's face it, most of us that have computers, if not all of us, are using a mouse to really navigate and take action on any of the screens that we're working on. And the reason why this is called the vertical mouse is because of the position in which the scroll bar and all the controls are. So you literally hold the mouse like this, and this is kind of like the natural form of your hand. We're going to see this once we do the unboxing, and it's supposed to reduce the amount of stress that your hands go through, the fatigue. So if you think about someone who suffers from carpal tunnel or any of those type of things where really the position of your hand is important, you'll want to check out a mouse like this. But as always, talk to your physician, talk to those people who are giving you treatment to make sure that something like this would help you. So let's take a look at some of the features. We'll see how the mouse performs and also how does it fit in our hand. Now, before we actually take a look at the mouse itself, I wanted to take a look at some of the specs that you have here and some of the precision points. So as you can see here, and this is something that we talked about in the introduction, it is scientifically designed to have a neutral position from your wrist and how your arm is positioned. So it's going to reduce that amount of strain. It is wireless and it does have a receiver. It does have optical tracking, and for those of you who are really interested in the specs, here are the specs here on the bottom. A lot of gamers like looking at dots per inch, and the DPI really speaks to how accurate the movement of your mouse is in relation to what's happening on the screen. And so you can see some really good, I would say, DPI here, ranging anywhere from 800 all the way up to 1600. Keep in mind, this is not one of those really sophisticated gaming mouses, and the price point for this really speaks to that. Looking at the dimensions, dimensions are pretty normal when it comes to a mouse, and the weight is pretty lightweight. You do have 5 buttons and 1 wheel. This happens to be a black model, and as you can see here, it's a vertical mouse with a nano USB receiver, and it supports a variety of devices ranging from Mac all the way up to Windows, even the newest version of Windows. So a lot of neat functionality here when it comes to an ergonomic mouse. So let's check out the mouse itself. So now let's go ahead and take a closer look at the mouse itself. So what you have here are some function buttons. These function buttons typically perform specific activities. In this case, these buttons are going to serve as a back button and a forward button, so a next page or last page type function. You have kind of this little rest area, so when you're placing your hand on the mouse, this is how it rests. And remember, when you have your mouse on the surface, it's going to be just like this. So imagine yourself sitting down. Typical mouses are like this, right? Which it's not the natural form of your hand. When you think about when you have your hand on your side, it's always like this. So this fits just as your hand rests. Now, in addition to having these controls here that you can use, you do have your standard mouse buttons. So you have your your right and left mouse button here, as well as a scroll wheel. All right, so that's going to give you some nice access. So if you think about it, as you're on a website, all you have to do is to go up and down. You just move this up and down just like this. So there's no problem with that at all. And what you have on the bottom, if we flip this over, is you'll see where the optical reader is, and we'll get a little closer there for you. So here you have your optical reader, and obviously the serial number for the device, on and off switch, and these little guides right here allow it to glide nicely on surfaces, so it's not going to have any kind of friction or any pull when you're trying to move your mouse around. Now you do have a little area here that you can keep this piece right here. So if you have a laptop, a MacBook Air, and you want to carry something with you, you can just put that in there and carry it with, so you don't have it stuck on the side of your USB. And it does require 2 AAA batteries, as you can see there. The AAA batteries are not included with the mouse, right? So all you do is you put your AAA batteries there and you plug it in. So let's check out how the mouse performs. We'll put it into a Mac. I'll put it in a MacBook Air. It's going to work the same for every device, just so you can see how it works. So pretty much what I've done now is I've inserted some batteries into the mouse. I've also connected the USB adapter, and this is going to vary from device to device. On the Mac operating system, You don't really have to install any drivers. Nothing really happens. You just plug in the USB and it starts working. And what you can see here, it may be able to come on camera. I see my mouse is moving up and down. And there's really very little effort. You can see how much distance I'm covering, and I'm not even moving my hand. All I'm doing is moving the mouse up and down. If I keep my hand on the mouse and I move it up, you'll notice how quickly it jumps to the top. So it covers some really good distance as you're moving things from left to right. I want to make sure I keep the mouse in view so that you can see that how it's working. Now, once you have the mouse connected, you can use the scroll bar or the scroll wheel, and the scroll wheel is going to just do what you're seeing right here. So very responsive, and there is a sense of feedback. There's no audible click, but you do get the feeling of almost like gears. You know, you can feel the click, click, click in the turning of the wheel, but not really, you don't hear anything. So it's comfortable, and it's what I like having feedback anytime you're moving one of these little scroll wheels is that the feedback helps you understand how far you've gone down, and it makes sure that you don't all of a sudden scroll too far down on the page. So it's very controllable, and it's almost for every full turn. You see how my finger's going, it's doing one full page, which I really like as well. The mouse seems to be very comfortable, very responsive, as you can see me moving from side to side, and you know, as I click on things, everything seems to work well. So if I go, let's say I look at this last review that we did this week, which was the world's thinnest cable or iPhone case, you notice how that opened up nicely, no problem there. And what we're going to do is just stop this, and I can once as long as I have my focus on the page, which means I've clicked once on the page. Some pages require that, not all do. I can scroll up and down. So all in all, very comfortable, very easy to move, and it has a really nice feel to it. So this concludes our review of the Anker 2.4 gigahertz wireless vertical mouse. I want to thank Anker for making this product available to us on our channel, and also I'd like to thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions about this product, leave it in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.